Hey, you guys, Stuart Pidlon, the most targeted citizen. Hope you're having a good day. I am beat. I did not respect the Lord's Day very well today. I have been at it ever since church. Thanks to the illegals that surround us. The White House up there is full of illegals, and as you see, they got dogs in the backyard that just stand there and bark all day. And then the illegals on this corner over here, the ones that flooded my yard and made my yard a mud hole. He has a barking collie. Well, he felt so bad for the barking collie that he went and got the barking collie another barking dog so they can bark together all day long. While at the same time, the other house full of illegal aliens, literally I'm surrounded on all four sides, because illegal aliens bought that garage over there and they're making a house out of it. Now the 10 different illegal aliens that are more than, well, I don't want to say too much because syndicate. Does that mean anything to you? So that house has got 10 different illegal aliens in it, and at 7:30 this morning, they decided to be in their van with a hammer beating their van. And as soon as the beating of the van, that went on till 10 o'clock last night, as soon as it started at 7:30 this morning, that was enough to awaken me, just groggily come out of my sleep, groggily, if you never heard that word. And then the plane started. And the plane's been over all day long. Not fun. But what I have done today has been cleaning up the yard because God knows it needs it. I'm sure my local city government will appreciate that. But we got a whole load of this to take to the scrapyard tomorrow because I'm going broke. So get all this loaded up. This whole thing's slapped full of cans and a aluminum radiator too. So we'll get that loaded up. I cleaned up around the house here. Cleaned up around here too. Got all this as cleaned up as I can. Trying to clean all this up. Got Mason's four-wheeler dug out, and now he's lost the key somewhere, so we got to find him a key or make him another switch. I put me and Mason put one of these super swampers on here yesterday. It looks awesome. If you want to see what the wheels look like now, that's what they look like now after we cleaned them up. I mean, that's a huge difference from what it was yesterday. Super swampers. They look awesome. I haven't even waxed them yet. That's how good they look. That's an awesome set of wheels and tires right there. So I got that done. Also yesterday I traded off two of the crappy fenders that I got. Remember the fenders I got screwed on? The $500 worth of parts that I got screwed on. I traded two fenders for one good fender, and it's almost perfect. It's got a little dent right there, but nothing more. So I got that. I got to patch that one, that inner fender. I got to take two and make one. And I got the one that came off of it, and it needs a little patching right there in that corner and right there. But no big deal there. No big deal. Got all this cleaned out around this. Got all the refrigerator stuff put back in the refrigerator for the camper. Got all this cleaned up so we can get ready, because whenever I buy this piece of property, whichever one it is, there's three of them I'm looking at. Three I'm praying. There's one I really want, and the two other ones are just options. But as soon as I purchase that property, I'm telling you, I'm coming in here. I'm pumping up tires. I'm cranking up trucks. I'm moving trailers. I'm hauling ass, and I'm gonna spend a whole week filling that property with my junk, because I'm going away from the city life. I'm going where I'm allowed to have this and not be bothered. I am not pleased with this, but the houseboat idea is not done and over with. I'm going to get a piece of property so I can store my belongings. Then I can take my house and build my boat. Still moving forward. I ain't stopping. Targeted individuals, what plan do you have besides sit around and waiting for someone else to stop this? It's not going to end. It's only going to get worse. If you see how out of control the federal government is, you should know it's only going to get worse. So Mason and I was yesterday cleaning up some of these shocks and stuff that I got as well. I thought they were Rancho, but they're not. They're made in Mexico. As you can see, the proud name of Mexico, doesn't matter where I go, made in Mexico is following me. This country's... You know, I used to admire the Hispanic people. I admired them. I mean, they've got a beautiful history. And this isn't the beginning. It's Hispanic. This is against the invasion of our country. White men and women built this country. Now, anybody else out there, oh no, it was built on the backs of slaves. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry, you're just wrong on that. Slaves didn't come to this country as soon as it was cohabitated. American white men and women came here and fought the Indians. Oh, they slaughtered the Indians. Well, it ain't exactly that cut and dry either. The Indians were running rampant everywhere, and they just come in and kill people. Just wipe them out. So once you poke the bear too much, the bear's going to poke back, and it's going to wipe you out. So I don't want to hear all that crap, but I actually know history, like all the people say, well, Mexicans are coming back to America because it belongs to their land. Well, you need to go back to 1858. No, 1848. The Guadalupe Agreement. You listen to the Guadalupe Agreement or Treaty, Guadalupe Treaty? The United States of America purchased the southern states, California, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, purchased all those from the Mexican government for $15 million. That is, of course, after we fought the Alamo in the Spanish-American War. After we fought all those, we just said, you know what, we'll just pay you and we're going to take it. And that's what America did. So if you wonder why there's a war on the whites in America, the reason for the war for the whites is because once you crush the whites, everything else falls apart. This isn't an I hate whoever speech. I'm just telling you the plan of the globalist. The plan of the globalist, because George Soros said it out of his own mouth. We're going to rile up the black population in America. We're going to have them so angry and mad that they turn against their own government and they destroy America from the inside. While at the same time with the socialist plan, then they invade millions and millions of illegal immigration. Listen, the immigration in America, they're stuck on this, oh, there's 20 million illegals in this country. That was 1981 thanks to dumbass Reagan. We're talking close to 60 million illegal immigrants in America right now, breeding at 1.4 children per year. 1.4. There is no America left. That's your imagination. That's the point. That's the purpose. Jim Jordan started off the meeting the other day talking about there are probably about 1,000 terrorists actually on the terrorist watch list that have come across the border. And Mr. Mayorkas, the head of the, I guess, Homeland Security, or is he immigration? He doesn't know where they're at. But he says the border's not broken, that everything's working perfectly. The other snide comment the other night was talking about CRT. These moonbeams believe that CRT is nothing but teaching black history. It is not teaching black history. If you saw James O'Keefe in Project Veritas, where they interviewed the people that was selling CRT to the state of Georgia, where it's been outlawed, but they said we just don't call it CRT. What they do is they teach victimhood. They teach that any color, any race besides white, anyone, Mexicans, Latinos, blacks, that they are victims and that they should blame white. Blame the white man. That is your enemy. That is your enemy. That's what CRT is. It isn't teaching black history. We've learned black history forever. Here's the crazy part. We're in Black History Month, and yet they worship Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was a CIA agent. He was an asset. All it took to take him down was some nice, juicy booty. That's all it took to take down Martin Luther King. They've got him with dozens and dozens of hookers while he's sitting there trying to play pious, oh, God loves me and I'm going to have a dream. Martin Luther King was a CIA asset, and his main job was what? To bring hell to America with all the riots. Oh, I have a dream. Now, listen, it's a lie. Everything that they taught us about history is a lie. Every bit of it. The Civil War was over slavery. Nope, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's about the communists. Literally, Lincoln was a communist. He wasn't a Republican in name, but Lincoln was a communist. He invaded the United States. The South didn't start the Civil War. The North did. The North said, oh, we're taking 78% of the revenue of the South. Oh, well, we want 92%. And the South said, we're working for nothing already. We're working for free, and now you're going to take the free away as well. That's what the Civil War was over. It had nothing to do with slavery at all. Nothing. It wasn't until 2 years in when they said, man, this war isn't going the way we thought. We thought we would crush those dang rebels, and we gotta turn this. The same way they spin the news today. You remember Russia collusion for the last 5 years? Russia. And then we find out Hillary Clinton and Steele, the dossier, that was all made up by a Russian asset from the CIA. Russia, Ukraine, where Joe Biden has billions and billions of dollars from Ukraine. That's all this Ukraine war is. It's a money laundering organization. That's all it is. It's an operation to funnel hundreds of billions of dollars out of American hands into Ukrainian hands, and then it goes right back into the Democrat hands. But the libtards won't know that. All they know is, oh, Zelensky's such a wonderful, brave man. Zelensky is 5'2", and he's an actor. An actor. Well, Ronald Reagan was an actor. I don't have many fond memories of Ronald Reagan either. He was the one that started this invasion. He was the one that brought crack cocaine to America. It's just the Republicans. You keep mentioning Republicans. The Democrats are the same. It's all the same. It's all the same evil one. It's two heads of the same snake. They're all corrupt. They don't care about you and me. They don't care about us as Americans. Their job is to protect and defend government and retain and maintain and get more power. Power. That's what it's all about. Power. Nancy Pelosi been in government 45 years, and she's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Joe Biden in there for 50 years, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. His son kicked out of the Navy for doing cocaine, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But we're just going to act like it doesn't exist, aren't we? Nah, those are good people. They love us. Equality. Just imagine if people would actually see the way it is. While they're beating us over the heads, robbing us, they're saying, we love you. Inequality. You're special. You're perfect. God made you just the way you are, and we love you. Equality. It's all to turn us against each other. And, of course, the Democrats love holding on to Charlottesville. Charlottesville was a false flag. Did you know that? Charlottesville was a false flag. The guy that set up it wasn't a white nationalist rally. That's what people don't understand. I'm in the South. I'm not far from Charlottesville. Charlottesville was about them stealing and taking down and destroying all of our Civil War statues, all of our history. There's actually law set up that says you cannot take down these Civil War statues. That's what it was about. But then Richard Spencer, the white supremacy that everyone loves to call a Republican, he was funded by Obama. He worked for Barack Obama. He voted for Barack Obama. Richard Spencer did. The whole white nationalist organization, it was George Soros. Did you know that in Charlottesville, that many people, and they have recordings, video recordings, actual proof that Antifa and Black Lives Matter and the white nationalists all came in on the same tour buses. Why power? It's those racist Republicans. We just want our rights respected. We want to be left alone. We want to be able to celebrate our history as much as you want to celebrate yours. Every time there's a pride flag over a state house, that's going to be another place that God destroys. Go to Sodom and Gomorrah right now. You can see for yourself a pillar of salt standing there, Lot's wife. And then you can go through there and you can pull out the balls of sulfur where Sodom and Gomorrah stood. Facts, not fairy tales, facts. I hate that this country, I just want to cry over this place. Did you find your key? Oh, he's excited now. You found the key? Uh-huh. So you took the key switch out, and now you found the key after you done took the switch out?
Yeah.
Where'd you find the key? In the house. Yeah. Huh. Now it's dark. Anyway, that's my rant today. Learn history. Learn history. Not one Southern slave ship was a slave ship. None of them. There were no southern ships that hauled slaves. They were all northern ships. And after the Emancipation Proclamation, all that was sanctions. That was just sanctions of war. Guess what? The North kept their slaves 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. The 40 acres and a mule, if you Negroes come from the South and come up here to us, we'll take care of you. We'll give you 40 acres and a mule. No, they put them back into servitude. Except now it wasn't servitude like it was in the South, where they were part of the families. It was actual slavery. And did you know that less than 2% were actually black slaves? And did you know the first slave owner in America was black? The majority of slave owners in the South were black. Why don't they teach this? And did you know that there were more Irish slaves in America than there were black slaves? But they don't teach you that. They don't teach you that in school. Those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. We're repeating history. I'm Stuart Piddle, the Most Targeted Citizen. Like, share, and subscribe. I love you. Jesus loves you. If you guys want to go live, let me know. I'd love to talk to you. Get your questions. Give you some answers. Tell you what I think. A person who lives this life, who comes from the South. My blood is right here. We just want to be left alone to be free. But it's over. It's too late. I'm literally surrounded by illegal immigrants, and every one of them are living better than we are. Every one of them. God bless.